Film-Makers Cooperative is a distribution company for experimental film. It was started in 1961 by 22 patrons of experimental art, including Jonas Mekas, Shirley Clark, Gregory Markopoulos, Peter Bogdanovich, and a number of theatrical producers. It was put together for artists to advocate for their own work, specifically in experimental film, as that was a emerging scene and there was really only one way to distribute.
Specifically, the genesis of the co-op was there was an exhibition arm for independent films and art house films in the 50s in New York called Cinema 16, which was run by Amos Vogel, and he rejected Stan Brackage's Anticipation of the Night. This was around 1958, 1959. And Brackage and Jonas Mekas and all these other filmmakers said, you can't do that. You can't bar someone from showing their work. And so it was in response to that the co-op was created. It really started as a community of filmmakers that called themselves the New American Cinema Group, NACG. And they came together to say, we need to help each other out, we need to share resources, we need to show each other's work, we shouldn't censor each other's work. And from that, the co-op developed as like the distribution arm of the New American Cinema Group. So it's really, the two are synonymous, but one was sort of spawned from the other. There are a few notable titles in the co-op that are really sort of historically significant. We have all of Stan Brackage's work. He really is, I think, one of the most important figures in American avant-garde film, if not the most important, and certainly the most prolific. He has over 200 films. We have them all. So certainly Stan Brackage, his work, Maya Deren's Meshes of the Afternoon, she's widely regarded as the mother of American avant-garde cinema. She made that film in 1943. We have that film and all of her other work.
I have taken a very strong liking to a guy named Jerry Abrams. He made some experimental shorts in the late 60s. He was one of the pioneers of the liquid light scene on the West Coast and toured with Grateful Dead and Jefferson Airplane and Creedence and all those groups. There are definitely films in this archive that could very well be the only prints of this in existence. Not just distribution prints, but negatives are probably lost for a lot of these things. There's probably not internegatives for a lot of these things. So some of these are the only ones. My favorite part about working at the co-op is almost certainly getting to do guest lectures for classes. We often have undergrad primarily, but we've also had some grad departments reach out and say, hey, can we bring a class? And you can give them a tour, you can give them a rundown on the history of the co-op, and often we'll watch half an hour to an hour's worth of films in the screening room. It's just a really, really fun way for me to engage with the public at large. And so it's really great to be able to show people, because a lot of the time we get people that get really excited about it. And then I get people asking to come intern and things like that.
Anything that needs doing, Robert and I, we work together to make sure that it gets done, which is really terrific. I hope that the co-op just continues to be, a space where people can feel that their work is championed and protected and contextualized. And really, I think the biggest mission too has been making sure that we're putting the cooperative back into the Filmmakers Cooperative. It is a co-op, it's an artist collective, and as we continue to grow our programming and grow our outreach and touch different communities around the city and around the world, that we're involving as many people as possible and making sure that as many artists and audience members and contributors to our community have a voice and are heard and are able to shape the future of the co-op.
A renewed cultural significance. It was really great doing the Public Art Fund shows last year because it was over 2 nights. I think 2,000 people came or something like that, which was absolutely crazy because I can barely get 10 people into the screening room sometimes. As much as I love this stuff, I understand it's often a difficult sell, but having it be free in a public place, it worked, and it was really fun. There's not a lot of opportunities to encounter and engage with like expanded cinema at this point in time. It's really more of a 60s thing. So it was really great to have that experience. And I would like to do that more.